Hey, it's Pastor Anthony. And during these 10 days of corporate fasting and prayer at Monroeville Assembly of God, I thought we should have a little chit-chat about fasting. What is fasting? Fasting, simply put, is going without food or water as a cry to God. In the Bible, we see a couple different types of fasting. One kind is a complete fast. This is like what Jesus did in the wilderness for 40 days, where he didn't eat or drink at all, or what Esther and her servants did. Went 3 days without eating or drinking. Another type is a normal fast. This is going without food and just food. We see examples of this in Peter and Paul's life. Also, there's a partial fast. In partial fast, an example of this would be like what Daniel and the Hebrew boys did in Babylon when they went without certain types of food and certain types of beverages for a certain amount of time. Another example of a partial fast is maybe skipping just one meal and devoting that time to prayer instead of a whole day or something like that. Fasting's difficult and it's unnatural. Your body, your flesh craves food and craves drink. And first thought about it is it's just kind of weird. Fasting's something weird people do. Normal people wouldn't do that, and it just sounds miserable. Well, yes, it is difficult and it is unnatural. Yesterday, I was driving down 22, and I passed the Honey Baked Ham store and almost wrecked into the Pontiac in front of me. And I don't even like ham. And you walk around, and people think you're a Decepticon because of all the unnatural digestive noises your stomach is making at inopportune times. But fasting, as many people know, and a lot of people are finding out, is like faith gasoline. It's like pouring gasoline on your faith, and it's a lot cheaper than $4 a gallon. It's in you. It's for you to do. It's actually something Christ expects us to do. He says in Matthew 6, when you fast. Why do we fast? Well, simply put, we fast for spiritual breakthrough. Fasting adds power to your prayers, saying, God, this prayer is more important to me than my next meal. Like Pastor Lance said on Sunday, when we deny our flesh and natural desires, it brings our spirit to life. Our spirit comes alive. So how to fast? How do we go about fasting? Well, Jesus says again in Matthew 6 that fasting isn't a show to let everyone know how spiritual you are, but it's personal and private. It's us sending a message to God, and God, who sees what is done in secret, will reward what's done in secret. Act normal and don't be weird. Fasting is something you should ease into. If you've never fasted before, don't try to be like a Jesus and go 40 days, or like a Pastor Lance and jump into a 10-day fast, but maybe try going one day or skipping one meal and devoting that time to prayer. It's important for us to do and make a part of our lives as believers, no matter how young or old, because no one can offer your prayers but you. It's like when you're knocking on a door. The Bible says to ask, seek, and knock, and if you knock, the door will be open to you. Everyone has a specific knock. When I go to doors, I like to do like a little, drum beat. I play drums. But no one has your knock. No one can offer your prayers but you. And so I want to encourage you, jump into it. Another tip on how to fast is make sure you brush your teeth and wear deodorant and shower and all that normal stuff, because when you're fasting, your body wants to detoxify itself and get rid of all those poisons and toxins in your body, and so you're going to sweat, and your breath might be a little worse than usual. And if you are fasting this week, when you feel weak and very, very hungry, and you just want to dive into a big bowl full of mashed potatoes and gravy, like Scrooge McDuck into his money vault, turn that hunger into a prayer. Take that moment where you're just so hungry, and just turn that hunger into a prayer to the Lord for whatever you are praying for. And if you really feel like you're about to give up and be a fasting failure, like that guy they make sit in the corner of the church with the dunce cap on, call me. My number is 412-559-2577, or anyone at the Monroeville Assembly of God offices. And fasting's difficult, but it's easier when you can partner with somebody in it and do it together. So So, we'd love to pray with you and talk with you. It is easier to do with someone. So that's my fasting chit chat. Thanks for joining us, and please feel free, any night for the next 8 days, we're having our nightly prayer service at Monroeville Assembly from 6:30 to about 7:30, leading up to our revival services, which are Sunday, May 22nd, through Wednesday, May 25th. It's going to be an awesome time. And just thank you for joining us in prayer that thousands in Pittsburgh would come to Christ. Thanks.